Directly after Darth Vader's duel on Mustafar, in the aftermath of Revenge of the Sith, the Dark Lord was consumed by rage. After learning the devastating truth from his new master, Darth Sidious, about Padmé. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Nerds of Ren YouTube channel. Today we're beginning an all-new series, diving deep into the Darth Vader comic run, starting with issue number 1 from 2017. This story picks up immediately after Darth Vader's transformation, showing us his first steps into darkness. Let's open the archives. The comic opens in the same medical facility on Coruscant where Vader was taken in Revenge of the Sith. Vader is angry. He says no as he crushes a medical droid using the Force. Palpatine looks on with a very menacing and evil smile, like this was his plan all along. We then see a flashback of the very moment where Padmé was being choked by Anakin through the Force. Vader uses the Force to throw Sidious backwards. He's upset with the Emperor, saying that he told him he could save her. Palpatine tells him that in his rage, he chose a different path. Padmé is dead. Even the powers of the dark side cannot bring her back. But he tells Vader that even in her death, she has given him a gift, which is pain. Now Vader must choose to either accept that gift and use it, or die. Vader chooses to live. Palpatine is pleased with his decision, and he then out of nowhere decides to hit Vader with Force lightning, shocking him to his very core. Palpatine asks Vader where his lightsaber is, that he needs to use its power to defend himself. Vader says that it was lost in his battle with Kenobi. This infuriates Palpatine. He says that blade belonged to another, a Jedi. He then ignites his lightsaber and says, "You are a Sith." Palpatine then puts his blade up to Vader's neck, telling him how he understands that this has been a traumatic time for him, but says that if Vader ever uses the Force on him again, he will finish what Kenobi could not. He tells Vader to rise, as they have great work to get done. He hopes that they never find themselves in this situation again. He calls Vader his friend, and he tells him that he can sense his feelings of revenge and how he wants to leave and find the source of all of his pain, but tells him that he needs to set his personal feelings aside as they pale in comparison to the needs of the Empire. The comic then shows the front steps of the Jedi Temple, where Mas Amedda stands along with clone troopers in front of the citizens of Coruscant. He says that they will never again fear the Jedi, and that the galaxy was saved from the treachery of the Jedi by the grace of Emperor Palpatine. The Emperor and his new apprentice Darth Vader have a conversation about why the color of the Sith lightsaber is red. Palpatine asks Vader if he understands why the sabers are red, as Vader tells him that he does not, as the Jedi teachings on that subject were incomplete. Palpatine says that the fools that were the Jedi hid the knowledge that they found uncomfortable. They could not face the darker truths, and that a red saber is no different than any other except for the fact that it has been made to bleed. Mas Amedda discusses how the galaxy is now safe, through their eyes of course, and says that the Jedi are now gone, that the Emperor survived their attempt to assassinate him, as two clones hold a barrel full of lightsabers that they have taken from the dead Jedi in the temple. Palpatine tells Vader that the crystal from any Jedi lightsaber will do. He also tells him that the kyber crystals are alive in their own way and can feel pain like any living thing. The two clones are now dumping the barrel of lightsabers into a massive furnace, as Mas Amedda says that the Jedi weapons will never again be used to terrorize the galaxy. Which of course we know is false. Palpatine is now telling Vader that through the dark side, he must pour his pain into the crystal, and when it can't take the pain any longer, it will become a beautiful crimson color, the color of Sith rage. Master Amidala says that they have entered a new age, an age of freedom, as he holds up Master Yoda's lightsaber and tosses it into the furnace with the rest. Now really quick, I want to say that this has slightly been retconned, because in the Book of Boba Fett, we see that Luke has Yoda's lightsaber. However, I actually personally like that Luke has it and think it works well in that regard. Palpatine tells Vader that none of the people on Coruscant, even Master Amidala or the clones, understand the meaning of freedom, but that himself and Vader do. Master Amidala lights it on fire and says that tyranny ends. The sabers are now burning in this furnace. Palpatine asks Vader if he understands the meaning behind this. Vader does, as he says that Palpatine could have given him any of those crystals to corrupt, even Yoda's, but he did not. The sabers of a Sith are not given, they are taken. We now cut to the mid-rim. Palpatine asks Vader how he likes his armor, and he says that it is acceptable. He is curious as to why they have traveled to the planet. Palpatine tells him that they have much work to do, however Vader must first get his lightsaber. Vader must seek out a Jedi, from whom to take a kyber crystal. Palpatine tells Vader that he has great faith in his resourcefulness and capabilities, even though they have eradicated most Jedi from the galaxy. Palpatine then sends Vader on his way, stating that the ship he had for him has been stolen. He then leaves Vader with these words: "Your power will become endless, Lord Vader, and then we shall rule as one." We now see Vader alone, looking out at this desert planet. We also see that he can switch the colors that he sees through his mask as he takes his first steps. We now see that there are a couple of pirates or smugglers who have stolen Vader's ship, and they have no idea how bad of a decision that was. Vader comes out of nowhere, hitting them with parts of the building, telling them that that is his ship. They then begin attacking him as he leaps towards them and uses the Force to pelt them with bolts and other things, as one of them hits Vader with a shot and then gets pushed off the rock with the Force. We then see an incredible shot of Vader with the background showing his pure destruction as he sets out on his new journey. I absolutely loved reading this comic and beginning to learn the lore behind Darth Vader. Stay tuned as I plan to dive deep into all of the hidden lore behind Darth Vader every single Saturday here on the channel. I hope you all enjoyed this lore video, and if you did, I ask that you leave a like as it helps the channel grow. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome Star Wars lore, and until next time my friends, may the Force be with you.